Now, this chapter at the very end has a pretty intriguing discussion between Wendy and Peter as they're talking about this game of make-believe that they've been playing. Now, it says at the very beginning of the book that that Peter is the very best at playing make-believe. For him, playing make-believe, it becomes real. He just treats it as very, very real. But for Wendy, this particular kind of make-believe that she's playing seems to have taken over her in some ways a little bit more than it has Peter. They've been playing house, remember, and Wendy has been taking on the role of mother, and Peter has been taking on the role of father, which seems to have scared him a little bit. In fact, when she asks what his exact feelings are for her, he says that of a devoted son, which seems to make her a little uncomfortable. Now, why might that be? I think we can maybe assume, especially from the last line where it talks about how Wendy is prejudiced against the Redskins, particularly a certain Tiger Lily, that Wendy likes Peter as more than just a pretend father and more than just a pretend son for sure, but that she actually really kind of likes him, which is a really big sign of growing up. I'm sure most of you can remember the first crush you had, or will if you haven't had it yet, because it's kind of a big deal when you realize, wait a second, I like them a little bit more than just as a friend. You look back at those elementary school kids who play together and it's not a big deal. They just play and boys and girls play together, and then suddenly something happens. It's usually about in junior high when it's not okay to have boyfriends anymore and girlfriends anymore. It's just not good. And maybe you see a little less of that in the homeschooling environment, but I know I certainly did when I was in junior high, since I wasn't homeschooled. So just a little something to keep an eye on. This is definitely a sign of Wendy growing up a little bit, and especially as she starts realizing that Peter used to give her a lot of fun and entertainment and taught her how to fly, and it was great and fun, but now suddenly she wants something more, and that more he isn't really equipped to give her. He doesn't want to give her anything else. He's very content with his life as it is, and Wendy doesn't seem to be as happy with hers anymore. So this is definitely a sign that Wendy is moving on and maybe ready to start letting Peter go.